everyone. This is lesson 13 of our course. Today we are still focusing on prototyping, but this time we're going to see how to create a series of interactions starting from some advanced features. Today we will mainly focus on creating buttons. So, as you can see, I created some words with the kind of transition I want for my violet button in here. So, when I hover my mouse on this button, I want to transform itself in this expansive rectangle. To do so, I am showing you how to use some other features we didn't see in the previous lesson. So the first kind of interaction I want to show you is the so-called. Okay, I'm selecting the button in here, this ellipse. Let's create an interaction. So the trigger will not be one click. Instead, it is going to be mouse enter. As I told you, it means that when I just hover my mouse on this ellipse, it is going to transform. So, okay, the first thing we could think of doing is actually to make an action to move from a screen to the next one. So, for example, navigate to destination over to. Let's try putting an animation, for example, um, this soul. Okay, let me see what happens if I click on flow 1. Okay, so the transition is quite evident. If I increase the duration of this transition, you would even see it better. So what I'm telling you, this transition is not quite actually what we expected for the kind of animation I wanted, because this way, since our action is set on navigate to, when I hover my mouse, it is kind of dissolving from an entire screen to another. In my specific case, I want actually this rectangle to overlays the previous one. This single button has to be put on the top of this other one, so not the entire screen as it just happened. So what does it mean? We have to change some settings in the interaction we created. Okay, let me select this again. So what has to change is actually the action. So we already know how to manage the change from a screen to another. Another function is the open overlay. Okay, once set this open overlay, our destination is still the entire screen. Relative to this function is asking you actually where the overlays is positioning. So relatively to what? You would think of selecting, for example, the ellipse itself. But what happens if I select this one? You would have this entire screen popping up on at the center. In fact, we selected as a position center of the ellipse itself and not at the center of the entire screen. Let's see what happens. So our button is slightly moved to the left. This is not what we wanted. So let's go back. Always remember when working with overlays, make sure your element is going to be at the center of the canvas, so of your board in this case, and not at the center of the selected button you have in this case. So I'm changing into over, so the first screen, center, and okay, we are decreasing the milliseconds and we're keeping a dissolve animation to add more life to the transition from one element to another. Okay, let's see the new result. This time I don't have a transition from one board to the next, but I just have two elements overlaid, making my button slightly darker and larger. Also, now it was positioned in the right place. Okay, let's create the next step, which is to say the interaction you make by just clicking this button, and the text will be changed from learn more to into loading. From learn more into loading. So we already know how to do this. Just select the button on click. We are going to make an overlay, destination, loading, relative to over number 2. Again, this so okay, so at this point we can think of the opposite interaction. So for example, when my mouse is moving outside of this button, we're going back to learn more. So we're creating a new interaction, and in this case the trigger is the mouse leave. We have the close overlay to return to the initial screen, which is to say the over. Animation will still be dissolved. Let me see what happens. My mouse enters, it goes out, it didn't work. Let me see why it didn't work. Okay, so the action itself wasn't actually close overlay but toggle overlay. It means that it will activate or not based on what happened before. So again, let me select it relative to over 2. Okay. Let me see. Perfect. Okay, so we created an entire flow starting from the very initial button to the learn more to unclick the loading button. Let's see now how to create a drop-down interaction. I already have prepared these two components I took from this public library. So I'm selecting this button, connecting to the entire menu. On click, open overlay destination to menu. Related to this time, we're going to select the button itself because I'll show you what happens if we are selecting the entire board. It is not right. It could be right, but it would be better if it was like under the rectangle in order to not cover the rectangle itself. If you're not sure these options are actually working, you can still select the manual option so you can actually choose the right position. So, for example, I want to actually appear in here. So this time it's gonna definitely work. Alright, this is the right way to make it appear right under the menu board, the menu bar. Okay, perfect. So for this lesson, I show you how to make different interaction with the in and out over and the drop down. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.